Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka the Movie Mystic. If you enjoy these film reviews, then please press the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and stay in the know. Subscribing to this channel means you get to watch the coolest new film industry interviews, hear some groovy film reviews, and get some live streams too. The first episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is kind of a mandatory slot to get through. It establishes the bored life he leads halfway between episodes 3 and 4 of the Skywalker saga, then ends with the mission of the miniseries. We see him live in a cave, suffering from the trauma that was the end of Revenge of the Sith, hang out with a Jawa, and then get the message that the 10-year-old Princess Leia has been kidnapped, and this is his call into action. The kidnappers are inconsequential, but they were hired by Reva, the third sister of the Inquisitors, who are dark side Force sensitives and Sith hopefuls, who have been tasked by the Emperor to hunt down the remaining Jedi. In the first scene, the Grand Inquisitor states it's the Jedi who hunt themselves more than he does. He is merely a patient man. The Jedi will always be called to act compassionately, and the Inquisitors simply lay out the trap. One thing that really stood out for me is that Vivian Ira Blair really nails Princess Leia. She is so intelligent and fun to watch in the show. She really does carry vision justice. And seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber at the end of the episode, showing his return to doing good, was fun. One thing that sticks out is the music. It is notably shittier than other Star Wars music, but does grow on you. It is sort of a hybrid, in my opinion, of Star Wars and Star Trek, but it is certainly a downgrade. One thing that is annoying about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is the chase scenes with Princess Leia, which was seen in the last episode too. Come on, guys. She's 10 years old, and she'd be able to catch her no problem. The Disney factor is too apparent in Star Wars when this happens, and it should be stopped in future shows, because otherwise, I'm liking the trope of a hardened old warrior nursing a brilliant young thing that needs to be protected from the world that is so common in Star Wars these days. That last shot, though, wow, it has been tattooed in my mind. Darth Vader in a bathtub tank, opening his eyes from connection in the Force with his former master Obi-Wan Kenobi, the first time since the showdown at Mustafar. I also like that Ewan McGregor's daughter plays a drug dealer character who tries to sell Obi-Wan Kenobi some spice, which I guess is the cocaine of Star Wars, knowing that Death Six is the cracker meth of the galaxy far, far away. The dynamic between Obi-Wan and Leia is quite lovely. She is so smart and cute, but it's seen Obi-Wan connect to the Force, considering the first episode, which is so much fun to see here. It was at this point, too, though, that Reva started to get on my nerves. She butchers it by being so over the top. I know this is Star Wars, but she leads into what feels like every moment in line delivery, making it too much to take. After all these years, we see Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi have another lightsaber duel. This one is the least extravagant and the most character-focused of the three by far. In 1977, we saw them fight on the Death Star with basic kendo-style technique for the lightsaber fight, which I remember, though was still awesome, it was a necessary part of the story to inspire but still trip up Luke. In 2005, they had that wild fight at Mustafar surrounded by flames, which was far from subtle and showed us why Darth Vader needed that suit. I wasn't in love with it then, when I saw it theatrically, but now I love Revenge of the Sith simply because I find it so much more compelling in its Force politics over Return of the Jedi. Anyways, what we get here is Darth Vader toying with Obi-Wan, perhaps playing with his food, prolonging the out-of-shape Obi-Wan for a long time to show off to his former master. When Vader kills random people in the town, he isn't doing it to be as evil as possible. He is trying to grab his former brother's attention and get his respect by getting him to see him in this new light. The episode overall is good, but it's this fight that is all that I imagine I'll remember from the episode, and I think it works that they have this fight to show where the characters are with no exposition whatsoever. Episode 4 is a fun caper. We see Obi-Wan trying to retrieve Leia from Reva's clutch at the Fortress Inquisitoris, which I refer to as Pig Latin for a place where Darth Vader does not live. It is the underwater layer of the Inquisitors. So a plan is drawn up to bust in, which turns out to be pretty easy, but it does help if you come equipped with a lightsaber and some Force abilities. I love the Jedi tomb scene with some faces that are familiar and some which are not, but that's what future shows are for. Also, the torture chamber and overall design of the fortress is quite cool to see throughout this good time episode. Episode 3 is quite dramatic, and soon into this episode, we have a fun setup, and throughout it, it ends up being a nice bit of levity thrown in for the miniseries, which depicts a somewhat hopeless period in Star Wars. It's fun to see Obi-Wan slowly regain the muscle memory of the man he was. While he doesn't kill stormtroopers with the same ease, he sliced through battle droids through the Clone Wars, we enjoy watching him become more graceful. I was hoping that Vader was going to force choke Reva to death, but alas, it wasn't time for that yet. I was hoping that Vader was going to force choke Reva to death, but alas, it wasn't time for that, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the next 2 episodes. Episode 4 was a fun keeper and a break from some of the more dramatic things happening in this show, But in episode 5, we come back to some intensity between Obi-Wan and Reva, as well as Darth Vader and Reva, that are quite wild. I like seeing Obi-Wan try to flip the third sister with the scaled Order 66 flashback. While it's cool to see that, I think it would take another movie with the budget on the scale of that day that really was in the timeline of Star Wars. The fight with Darth Vader and Reva, as well as the return of the Grand Inquisitor, put a wide, evil, appreciating smile on my face. These guys are so mean to each other, but how they can manipulate is a lot of diabolical to appreciate. The deepfake flashback scenes sprinkled throughout the episode of Obi-Wan and Anakin dueling each other for practice just before Attack of the Clones was a lot of fun. That worked well in terms of character as well as theme. It all came back to when Darth Vader uses the Force to pull down the Ron spaceship in a moment of pure dark side hubris, only for the right ship to blast off, showing that Obi-Wan is still Anakin's master. The setup for the last episode is that Reva now has a good shot of finding Luke Skywalker to hurt him in order to hurt Anakin Skywalker. This seems a little lame to me because we all know she isn't killing Luke, but we'll have to wait and see if the last episode will be good or not. The finale of the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries is as good as it was going to be. We get the rematch between Ben and Darth Vader. Then Reva has her redemption arc that was placed in our heads in the last episode. I like seeing Uncle Palps and the wise Jedi Qui-Gon. Everything was purely competent within the show that was set up for us in this quick run of episodes that truly came and went very quickly. The show was something I looked forward to one Friday night and 4 Wednesday mornings that entertained me. I love Leia. Darth Vader is one of the great characters in cinema. Then the Grand Inquisitor became a favorite character of mine quickly too. I would not go so far as to say the show was amazing or even all that special. If you didn't have these characters in that galaxy, I do not think this would be considered a game changer show to anyone at all. I also think there was too much Reva stuff, and I'm not hyped at all for her inevitable spin-off show, which apparently is in development. It would be so much better in my mind if there was an angry Darth Vader show. I don't think this show deserves some of the hate it got. It just did not compare in terms of quality to The Mandalorian, but it was certainly superior to the Book of Boba Fett, and I cautiously look forward to Andor. The show is proof that no Star Wars project is a sure shot success in the eyes of the public. Obi-Wan Kenobi was simply not the incredible show the community was hoping it would be. So it is important that Disney knows that a lot of their content with this property lacks magic.